Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Core Premier Series. We are here for round 8 at the beautiful and interesting Nurburgring here tonight in these Spec Racer Fords. It is going to be an exciting race here with these cars on this track. And let's jump right into the starting order here as qualifying has just wrapped up. Nick Nickerson setting the pole lap there and putting it out front. Mark Thomas in second, John Crane in third, Kevin Foster in fourth. Starting fifth, we have Dave Lohr. Starting sixth, Mason Smith in seventh, Christopher Hamilton in eighth, Carl Handwerk in ninth, Jimmy Covert. Starting 10th, we have Brandon Metler in 11th, John Nobinger. Starting 12th, we have Derek Sherman. In 13th, we have Wes Fuller, Paul Butler in 14th. In 15th, we have Thaddeus Marshall. Starting 16th, Terry Jansen. And rounding it out there in 17th is going to be Dane Simpson tonight. 17 cars in the field, and it's going to be an exciting one here. Let's bring up the race info here tonight. We're going to do a 60-minute timed event here tonight. And it looks like, based on the qualifying and practice times, they're going to be running on average somewhere around 8-minute laps here. So you can expect only a handful of laps here tonight around this 12.83 mile track here at Nürburgring. It is going to be an exciting one. Maybe even see a surprise winner here tonight, because these twisting turns and some of these sections of this track, as many turns as there are, even the most experienced driver around here tonight can sort of zone out and forget where they are and overshoot a turn and end up in the wall. So we could see a surprise winner here tonight. We're not going to rule that out. All right, you can see they are starting their opening pace lap here tonight. You know, Nick Nickerson there, very quick on the ovals, very quick on the road courses. I believe he had the fastest time in practice as well as qualifying. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do from the front row there. Mark Thomas in second. We know he's quick on the road courses as well, and especially in the GT3 series. And he's going to start in second there. John Crane in third, Kevin Foster in fourth, and Mason Smith, who we know is very fast on the road courses, especially the GT3 series there. Being a Mercedes driver, he is blistering fast on the road courses. We'll see what he can do there starting in fifth. Long race here tonight as they do come around and take the green flag. Nickerson off to a great launch there. Looks like the 8 car there of Kevin Foster moving up into third there, going around John Crane. Oh, we've got a car going around there. That is Brandon Metler. Oh, looks like everybody almost avoided him except for the 77 of Butler. Looks like the 6 there of Mason Smith currently in 5th, all over the back bumper though of the 199 of Crane. Oh, we got a car running wide there. That is going to be John Crane straight into the wall. Looks like his night is more than likely done there. Heavy damage to that car. And the battle continues up here as they're going to be too wide. And these cars here, low horsepower, heavy drafting cars. As you can see, oh, the 14 there of Covert going to run wide a bit there. He's going to hit the wall, and that's going to be disastrous there for Covert. He is able to keep going, though. And now we see Mason Smith here looking up the outside here on Carl Handwerk. That's your battle for fourth as they chase down third place driver there, Kevin Foster. And it looks like Handwerk going to make a move up the inside of Kevin Foster there. So is Mason Smith. He's going to follow him through with Christopher Hamilton there in the orange 64. And now they're going to get single file here as they are just now through the first part of the track. Let's ride on board Christopher Hamilton here as he chases down Mason Smith. This is your battle for fourth. Oh, Kevin Foster there straight off the track into the wall. Heavy damage there for him. And Nickerson, our race leader, has gone around here in a terrible part of the track there. You see him having to reverse to get that car around. And that's going to move Mark Thomas here up into the race lead. So before we even complete lap 1 here, our race leader Nick Nickerson already making a mistake. And that is disastrous, although he still has a lot of time here left to make up some ground. But let's go back and check the replay there. We're gonna have to back it up just a little bit further here, see if it's an instance of either hanging 2 tires out into the grass or just, oh no, he just overdrives the corner there, loses the rear and goes up into the wall. Like Carl Handwerk here might have had an off-track incident. Yes, he did, out into the outside wall, but not as bad as we saw Nickerson there, as these 3 cars here for third and second. Actually, Mason Smith's up in second. Oh, Mark Thomas there goes around, so Mason Smith is going to go into the race lead. Now let's go back and check the replay there on the 50-car race leader. Before completing lap 1, we've had 2 lead changes. Unfortunately here, overdrives it, same deal, trying to carry too much speed there into the corner and loses the rear of the car. So Mason Smith is out front, but not by much. Right behind him, he's got the 44 of John Nobinger, and you could just see the draft and how good it is here as he's going to pull out to the outside there, side draft around Mason Smith. And we already, before completing lap 1 here, have had 3 lead changes as the 44 car of John Nobinger there goes into the race lead. See here, Mason Smith can tuck in behind Nobinger here, and as we are going to head through probably the slowest section of the track here, all he has to do is stay close enough to him for when we hit the long straightaway, and by long I mean really long here in these Spec Ford racers. It is about almost a minute long that they are on a straightaway, and we can expect to see a lot of drafting down there if he can hang with them. You can see they're starting to get spread out here through this twisty, slow section of the track here, this final section. Very easy to make a mistake here through this part of the track. We'll ride on board Mason Smith here, our second place driver, as he hangs with the race leader there, the 44 of Nobinger. We're used to seeing these two here duke it out in the GT3 series on Monday nights. And here they are at it again on a road course here in the Core Premier Series at the Nurburgring. And now we're going to head through the final few corners here before the big long straight. We'll see if Mason Smith can hang with them. heading through the final corner there. So now we are on that long straight, and now it is a draft race here. You can see it extends all the way up as far as you can see here. And the 6 of Mason Smith there, he's going to draft all the way up to the back. Gonna go to the inside. Nothing Nobinger can do there but tuck back in behind him and try to get another slingshot, as we are almost to the end of the straightaway, but not quite. And that is what Nobinger does. Now it's going to be who's going to be the latest on the brakes here into the final corner. It looks like Nobinger going to come out ahead there, but Mason Smith timing it just right. No, he timed it too late there, so he's going to stay behind Nobinger as they come across the line here and complete the first lap here tonight. And just checking back here, we've got a good battle. This is your battle for 14th. Terry Jansen there has caught up to the back of Thaddeus Marshall. Been running him down here through this second half of the track. Oh, and little damage there to Marshall's car, as you could see. Looks like he's knocked the toe out of that car. And very surprised to see him able to keep that thing on the road there. Oh, and something has happened to Nobinger. Mason Smith moves up into the race lead. Let's go and take a look at the replay here. Looks like it's going to happen down into the first or second turn. And again, trying to carry too much speed there. Just going to lose the rear of the car. He does get it back around and into third, is as far as he's going to fall back there, as there's a bit of a gap back to fourth place driver Mark Thomas there in the 50. Now Christopher Hamilton here in the 64 car, playing a nice Halloween paint scheme there. Good to see that out there. Is in second, about 2.4 seconds back on Smith currently. Looks like Smith has the best pace, at least through this section of the track here. He's already gained about, or extended his gap about 0.3 of a second. Checking with fifth place driver here, Carl Handwerk. He's about 15 seconds off the race leader here, as we saw him have a little off-track incident early on. Little damage to the left side of that car. But he has about 5 seconds back to sixth place Jimmy Covert here with a little rear end damage. And we see these two here. They both have come down pit road. This is Terry Jansen and Thaddeus Marshall still battling it out here for 14th. They came down pit road, and now they are back out and together here as the 89 looking around the outside there. That's going to be Thaddeus Marshall moving up ahead of Terry Jansen. Oh, and we've got Dave Lohr here in the 17 off into the wall. Let's go take a look at the replay here, see what happened. Looks like it's going to be a self-spin. Oh, it just takes a little too much curb there. Gets the rear upset with him there. It comes around. Very slow impact to the wall there, so not going to be much damage. Also looks like Derek Sherman has been off, so let's check the replay here of the 42 car. Oh, and that is a bad hit there for Derek Sherman. Looks like he's going to be able to keep going, but just hung two tires off the track there and spun around in a very, very bad place to lose the rear of the car. Let's see Brandon Mettler also in the 15 car involved in something here. Looks like it's going to be in the same section of the track there. And He's going to stay out of the wall. And let's go look at Brandon Mettler. Sorry, that's the one we just looked at. Let's look at Dave Lohr again involved further on down the track. That 17 car. Let's see what happens here on the replay. Again, just going to lose the rear of the car. So two identical incidences there for that 17 of Dave Lohr on the same lap. All right, out front, the 6 car there of Mason Smith. He's extended his lead out to 3.2 seconds here in front of second place Christopher Hamilton. So it looks like Hamilton here is hanging with him. Looks like these guys are faster than each other in different parts of the track, but overall, the gap hasn't changed much. And we see Mark Thomas here in that number 50. He's currently in 4th. He is gaining on 3rd place, the 44 of Nobinger. Looks like that gap is now down to about 1.4 seconds and closing quickly here. So let's ride on board the 50 of Mark Thomas as he chases down 3rd place driver Nobinger. We're going to go check a replay here. Terry Jensen looks like he's been involved here in an accident. Oh, just going to catch the curb there on the entry into the corner and spins it around. Stays out of the wall, so nothing lost there. And then also looks like Nick Nickerson here in the 2 car has made it around the 42. Looks like he just let him by there, as the 42 has a lot of damage currently. Out front here, the 6 of Mason Smith starting to run away with it. Gap is now up to 4.3 seconds here in front of second place driver Christopher Hamilton. And all the way back here in 3rd is the 44 of Nobinger, about 4 seconds off of second place there. And then a little bit further back, about 3 seconds back here, is the 50 of Thomas. We've got to go all the way back about 10 seconds further back here. We see Carl Handwerk currently running in 5th. Jimmy Covert there in the 14 Monster Energy car there, currently running 6th. And then Nick Nickerson there in the number 2 car, he is in 7th. Doesn't look like any of these drivers are close enough really to get a draft down this long straight. So that's not going to help them any here as they head down. They're going to complete lap number 2 here around this 12.83 mile circuit here at Nurburgring. Looks like that time by Mason Smith, to no surprise, was quickest around. He ran a 7-minute 52-second lap. The second fastest driver currently to have crossed the line is going to be our second place Christopher Hamilton here with a 7-minute 56-second lap. So about 4 seconds slower. And then got to go back to Mark Thomas here in 4th, who has the 3rd quickest lap there with a 7-minute 57-second lap time. Everybody else running in the 8 minutes here so far. And what I find interesting here is Mason Smith is actually going quicker this lap than he did the previous one. Ooh, we've got a battle here. That is for 10th as Kevin Foster makes it around the 17 there of Dave Lohr. And this is down that long straight here. Looks like he was able to draft by him. So Foster there going to move up into 10th with about 42 minutes remaining here out of our 16-minute enduro race. Ooh, we've got a couple cars in the wall here. Looks like the first one here is going to be John Crane in that 199 machine as he tries to take... Oh, he just takes it down pit road there. Made a little contact with the wall, but not bad. Now let's check in on Christopher Hamilton, who was in second, has now moved back to third. Looks like he's been involved in a self-spin here. And yes, he is through that tricky section of the track. We've seen multiple drivers off there tonight already. He was able to get it going here and come back out in third, right in front of Mark Thomas. Right on board Mark Thomas here. Oh no, he catches too much curb on entry there. He loops it around, and it looks like the curbs here are disastrous for these Spec Racer Fords at Nurburgring, as we've got another driver going around there. It's going to move Handwork up into fourth as Thomas is still struggling to get that car going. Looks like Jimmy Covert there in the 14 also going to get around him. So Covert moves up to fifth, and Mark Thomas goes all the way back to sixth there with that mistake. Here we're riding on board the 17 of Dave Lohr as he is looking at the back there of Paul Butler in the 77. And that is your battle for 13th. You can see how great the draft here is in these cars is Dave Lohr there is going to pull all the way up about 5/10 there on Paul Butler down that one straight along. Very tricky section of the track here. We've already seen multiple cars go off. Looks like both these drivers are going to make it through pretty cleanly. Here we see the 50 and Mark Thomas looks like he's gotten back up to speed now, and he is chasing down fifth place driver there, the 14 of Covert. Be interesting to see where he chooses to make his move here. We'll ride on board the 50 here as he chases down Covert there for fifth place. Boom, we see Covert there go off the track a bit. Doesn't look like it's going to cost him too much time here. But now the 50 of Thomas is caught up to the back of him here as we are about ready to head through the final few corners before we get down to that very long straight where we can expect Mark Thomas to make his move here as long as he can stick to the back there of that 14. Now they're going to head through the final corner here before they go down the very long straight. Now we can expect Mark Thomas here to try to draft up to the back there of Covert. I got to say, he looks a little too far back to really get the full effect of the draft here. But we'll just have to wait and see. Looks like Thomas is going about 2 to 3 mile per hour faster here down the straight, but they are almost to the end of it. So Thomas he was not close enough there to get the full effect of the draft. So he is not going to be able to make a move this lap. But I do want to go back here, and John Crane has passed Dane Simpson, and that is for 10th. As it looks like the 96 there strategically just let him by. That's going to let the 199 up there of John Crane into the top 10 here this evening in 10th. And these two are close here as they go through the first turns here, completing our third lap here tonight, as it does take about 8 minutes here to get around here in these Spec Racer Fords. Ooh, and we almost saw a mistake there out of Covert. He did get lucky. He took a lot of curb there through that turn, and we've seen multiple drivers go off in that very same spot here tonight. It looks like Derek Sherman has been involved in an incident here. Let's go check the replay of that number 42 car. See, he already has a lot of damage. Oh, and again, just coming down pit road there triggered an accident on our timing board. So I do apologize about that. That's twice we've gotten fooled. But Derek Sherman just heading down pit road. You can see there the 14 of Covert there getting loose through that section of the track. Again, another section we've seen plenty of people running off in self-spins. And now Mark Thomas looks to be stronger here through this particular section of the track as he closes up to the back there of the 14 car. And that's going to be your battle here for 5th. Ooh, and the 14 there of Covert getting 2 tires off into the grass. Doesn't look like it's going to cost him any time here, so getting lucky. I wonder how much more luck the 14 can have go his way here, as the 50 of Thomas is all over the back end. We're just now approaching halfway through the 60-minute timed race here this evening. And the 50 of Thomas here still trying to chase down the 14 of Jimmy Covert there for 5th. Looks like the gap is now about 0.5 of a second here and closing through this drafting zone. Oh, and it looks like he's going to be able to make a move here with the draft. Thomas is going to be on the outside. He does have him cleared there, and they are going to drop the single file. So Thomas is going to move up into 5th, and that was a long time coming there. We'll see if the 14 of Covert can give him a run here, make his life difficult. Oh, and the 50 is going to lose it right in front of him. That is disastrous there yet again for the 50 of Mark Thomas, as he has another self-spin there. Very similar to the first one we saw, where he just carried too much speed into the corner, lost the rear of the car. So Jimmy Covert there in the number 14 going to move back up into 5th. Now let's check in on our race leader here, the number 6 of Mason Smith. He is still running away with it here. About 12 seconds separates him in second place. John Nobinger back there in the 44. Christopher Hamilton is currently in 3rd. Carl Handwerk in 4th here, and Jimmy Covert rounds out your top 5. Oh, it looks like Nobinger there in the 44 has went off, so he's going to lose second place. Let's go back and check the replay and see what happened there. And again, just like we saw with Mark Thomas there, too much speed through the corner, going to lose the rear of the car. And I do believe Christopher Hamilton may have made impact with him here. And no, he does not. So he does make it by cleanly there. So Christopher Hamilton's going to move up into 2nd here. And going to check the replay here. Looks like Dave Lohr in that number 17 car has had an incident as well. And again, just locking the rear up there on entry. Going to lose it, spin into the wall. He's able to get it going again though. And currently in 12th. So 22 seconds is the gap that our race leader here, the number 6 of Mason Smith, currently has on 2nd place, Christopher Hamilton. And I have to wonder here, I thought Mason Smith here would have been taking it easy, not making too many risks here because he has such a huge lead. But no, he keeps getting quicker here lap after lap. That last time around, he runs about 8 seconds quicker than his qualifying lap. So he continues to find speed here at Nürburgring, even while 22 seconds ahead out front. Let's ride on board a lap here with our race leader, Mason Smith, as he has a 22-second gap currently, and he just set the fastest lap time of the race here that time around. It was a 7-minute 52-second lap. So let's ride on board. And Mason Smith there shows us the textbook way through the first part of this track here. But let's go back and check the replay. Looks like Derek Sherman there in the 42 has been involved in an incident. Oh, he's just going to catch the inside curb there on the entry, upsets the car. He loses the rear end, but does keep it out of the wall there, so he's going to keep going. He is currently in 8th. And here we see a battle brewing up. This is going to be your battle for 6 as Nick Nickerson there in the number 2 car is chasing down Mark Thomas, making up a ton of time here. Oh, the 2 is going to get loose there through that section of the track. Have to get out of the throttle, but now he's back in it and chasing down the 50 of Mark Thomas. Oh, and we've got a car up in front. That was the 14 of Covert that just went off the track, so he's going to go all the way back to 7th. And we'll check the replay on that in just a moment here. We don't want to miss this battle here between Nickerson and the 50 of Thomas, your battle for 5th. And it looks like the 50 of Thomas there is going to... Oh, no! That is disastrous there for the 2 as he loses it. He does bounce off the wall and get going again, though, so hopefully not a lot of damage. Looks like most of the damage is going to be to the rear of the car. And looks like Thomas also went around, as it looks like he was probably trying to avoid it. Let's check the replay here. Just going to see the 2 here carry way too much speed into the corner, and the 50 there just got on the brakes and just lost the rear of the car. So it looks like an independent accident there, in addition to what happened to Nick Nickerson. So let's go back and check Jimmy Covert's accident here. Ooh, as we got to back it up just a little bit further. He's already got plenty of damage there. So here we're going to see the 14 car. He's all by himself, so this is going to be a self-spin. And again, that same section of the track there, just carrying too much speed, going to lose the rear. And it looks like Mark Thomas did tow it back to the pit, so his night is probably done here. So the running order now, as it stands, is the 6 of Smith is currently our race leader. Christopher Hamilton there in the 64 is still in 2nd. John Nobinger in 3rd with Carl Handwork in 4th. Jimmy Covert is in 5th still as he's limping that car back around, and he's got quite a ways to do it before pit road. And that is one of the most difficult things about this track here, is especially if you have an incident and get some damage in the first part, you have to drive it around all 12.83 miles here until you can get back to the pits. Oh, and we're going to see there, he's actually going to lose the car. Just not able to carry a lot of speed with the toe knocked out on the car there. Doesn't have a lot to worry about because the next closest car to him is going to be the 42 here of Sherman, who is about 1 minute and 8 seconds behind the 14 there of Covert. All right, let's ride on board our second place driver here, the 64 of Christopher Hamilton here, as he's currently chasing down our race leader about 22 seconds off of our race leader Mason Smith here as he heads down the very long straight here. You can see there as the fuel load drops on these cars, top speed is increasing with a full fuel load at the beginning of the race. They were only able to get up to about 123 without a draft here, and we saw 130 there at the bottom of the hill. Hamilton just shaved off quite a bit of time there. Gap was around 22 seconds. It's now down to 16. So I'm wondering if Mason Smith has had a mistake somewhere. And it looks like he has. He was about 6 seconds slower that lap than Christopher Hamilton. So something happened there toward the latter part of the lap there for Mason Smith, as that gap is now down to about 16.5 seconds with 19 minutes remaining here in our 60-minute enduro race at the Nurburgring. See that gap now dropping below 14 seconds here, so I'm wondering if maybe Mason Smith has backed off a bit. Maybe fuel strategy might be at play here. Only the top 4 have not come down pit road currently, so that is Smith, Hamilton, Nobinger, and Handwork. All have not come down pit road, so it'll be interesting to see if they can make it all 60 minutes here on one fuel tank tonight. See race leader here, Mason Smith, coming up on lap traffic up ahead. It's going to be the 89 there of Marshall getting out of the way there and letting the race leader by. Only 15 minutes here remaining, and Christopher Hamilton is coming and coming quickly here as the gap is now down to 11 seconds. So Hamilton, this lap alone so far, has gained 4 seconds on our race leader, and that continues to drop here. So checking in here on the race leader, the 6 of Mason Smith, with about 13.5 minutes remaining here. Gap is currently at 11 seconds back to second place, Christopher Hamilton. He's going to head through the final corners here before he gets on the very long straight here. Gap currently still at about 10.7 seconds here back to second place Christopher Hamilton, as he has just now got on the straight himself. And you can just see how much of a gap there 10 seconds is. Can barely see the race leader up ahead. Gap now down to about 8.7 seconds here. So it looks like Smith is losing most of his time there on that straight. I have to wonder if he's fuel saving. Could fuel be tight here as we only have 12 minutes remaining? Basically, looks to be... He'll at least get one more lap in. It looks like it's going to be 2 here. Looks like that time by Mason Smith ran a 8-minute flat lap. And second place Christopher Hamilton here running a 7-minute 52-second lap. So Hamilton is gaining, but does he have enough time here with only 11 minutes remaining? And looks like fourth place driver here, Handwork, is going to come down pit road. And that looks to be a scheduled stop there for the 18 car. So I have to wonder if he thinks he's not going to make it on fuel here. So he's going to play it safe, go ahead and come down pit road. A little over 10 minutes remaining here, and the gap is now down to about 8.0 seconds here. Back to second place driver, the 64 of Hamilton. He continues to gain there on the race leader. You can see the gap now drops below 8 seconds. But with only 10 minutes remaining here, can the 64 get up to him and then make a move? That is going to be the question that we all want answered here. Just a little under 8 minutes remaining here, and now the gap has dropped down to about 6.5 seconds. And it looks like Hamilton here much quicker through this section of the track, as he's just made up a ton of time here on race leader Mason Smith. You could just see Hamilton there come through the corner in the backdrop here, so gap now down to about 6.2 seconds. Now Hamilton can see the race leader up in front of him, about 5.8 seconds up the road there. And Hamilton here is setting some impressive times, and at this speed we could see a challenge for the race lead here on this last lap. Oh, looks like John Crane might have been involved in an incident here. Let's go back and check the replay. Oh, you can see that car has a ton of damage there with the toe knocked out of it. And just not even able to drive the car there. See 17 there of Dave Lohr going another lap down, as second place Christopher Hamilton here comes up, and they're going to head through the final few corners here before the big long straight. Gap is down to 5.4 seconds here. as the 6 car Mason Smith there rounds out through the slowest corner here before the long straight. Just a little over 5 minutes remaining here, so we should expect the white flag this time around. And you can see the difference there on the speed down the straight. Mason Smith, our race leader, running 6th gear, pulling the clutch in here, so he is fuel saving massively here as he loses a ton of time to Christopher Hamilton here, as the gap is now down to about 2.5 seconds and dropping. It looks like the 6 car here saving fuel massively as he's going to round the corner here. And Christopher Hamilton actually going to come down pit road, so that is why Mason Smith there was fuel saving so much, as Hamilton is going to come down pit road, play it safe here. We'll see if Mason Smith can make it around to the end of the race here with fuel being so tight, but it is anybody's race here at this point. He's right on board Mason Smith here just to see how much fuel saving he's having to do here through these slower parts of the track. You can hear him pull the clutch in here at the end of this straight, so doing massive fuel saving here is our race leader Mason Smith. And again pulling the clutch in here. Looks like the 50 here of Mark Thomas has caught up to the back of Jimmy Covert. This is going to be your battle for 6 here, as that gap is now under 2 seconds. Now they've made their way here down the long straight. We'll see if Thomas here can get a good draft up behind Jimmy Covert there and draft past him here up into sixth place. See Hamilton there, going to go up the outside. Is it too early though? No, looks like it's going to be just enough here as they reach the end of the straight there into the braking zone. And Mark Thomas there going to move up into fifth. As the 14 there actually heads down pit road. So that's going to allow Derek Sherman by here up into sixth. Meanwhile, let's check in on our race leader here. It's about 22 seconds up the road here from Hamilton, but fuel is tight. Just wonder if he has enough to complete the lap here. You can hear him pull in the clutch again here, so he's still having to save fuel this lap. All the way down through here, through the slow section of the track here, before they get to the big straight. Gap is down to about 19.5 seconds. Does Mason Smith have enough fuel to make it to the end here, or will Hamilton take an upset win here as the gap is now down to about 18.5 seconds? And Mason Smith here is coming up to the biggest fuel guzzling section of the track right here. This very long straight, wide open for well over 60 seconds here. Hear him pull the clutch in here as he reaches the end of the straight. Gonna lose a lot of time here, but it might just be enough. And it is going to be enough there as Mason Smith does bring it home there in first. So he just made it on fuel. So Christopher Hamilton here going to come around the final corner sideways across the line there in second. Now we've got to go further back the track here. Looks like John Nobinger here is currently in third. Handwork is about 50 seconds behind him, as Nobinger here going to come across the line and bring it home in third. We're going to see here, we're going to have a battle. This is for 6 as Jimmy Covert here has caught up to the back of the 42. The 42 loses it right in front of him. And he is able to keep it out of the wall there. That was Derek Sherman, but Covert's going to move up into 6. Oh, and handwork there. Actually going to lose it before he gets to the finish line. And is that going to be enough here? As I believe, yes, he had about a 2-minute gap separating him and 5th place Thomas there. So handwork is going to cross the line there, bring it home in 4th. Here comes Mark Thomas. He's about 2 minutes back here. So quite a long ways to go, but looks like he's going to have potentially 5th place secured here, as he has a 26-second gap back to Jimmy Covert there. All right, so we're going to see the 50 here of Mark Thomas. He's going to finally reach the finish line here and bring it home in 5th. So he was able to cover off Jimmy Covert there in that number 14, as he's now just approaching the finish line, and he'll finish 6th tonight, with Derek Sherman on further back here in 7th. And Paul Butler there in 8th as he heads down the long straight, with Dame Simpson there. We'll bring it home in 9th. And doesn't look like it's going to change much from there, finishing order wise here, as long as Paul Butler here doesn't have some catastrophic mistake here at the end of the lap, which we don't anticipate here. So that is going to be your order here, with Brandon Metler there finishing in 10th, Dave Lohr in 11th, Kevin Foster in 12th, Terry Jansen in 13th, and Thaddeus Marshall there bringing it home 14th, John Crane in 15th, Nick Nickerson there rounding it out last in 16th. And that will do it here for your finishing order. We don't have the official results yet because every driver hasn't crossed the line yet, but we do have our top 3 we want to go ahead and interview here this evening. So let's looks like we've got our 3rd place driver here in the booth, so let's bring him up, chat with him. And we've got our third place driver here, John Nobinger, up in the booth with us. Hey, John, it's Kevin. You got a copy? Oh, looks like he may be having a technical difficulty there. So let's try to get a word here with, looks like we've got our race winner here this evening. So we're going to bring up, oh, actually now we have our second place driver. So let's get a word with our second place driver here. We've got second place Chris Hamilton here in the broadcast booth with us. Hey, Chris, it's Kevin. You got a copy? Hey, Chris, it's Kevin up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy? Hey, Chris, Kevin in the broadcast booth. Got a copy up here? All right, doesn't look like he has us here. Maybe having a technical difficulty there. So we'll bring up our race winner. Oh, 1 second here. Got audio. Okay, so he did confirm he's having some audio issues there. So we'll give him a moment to sort that out. So let's bring up our race winner here this evening. We've got Mason Smith in the booth with us. Hey, Mason, it's Kevin. You got a copy?
Yes, I got a copy.
Hey, man, congratulations on that run here this evening. It was an interesting one for sure. It looks like you played the strategy right here on fuel, coming down to the wire almost, it looked like. But you did bring out the race victory here at the Nurburgring. Just got to ask here, what was your strategy going into the race tonight? Was it just a race of survival, just to let the race come to you? You knew it was a long one, 60 minutes, or did you have the mindset, I'm going to attack every corner here and then try to get the fuel strategy right later on in the race?
Uh, it was race strategy, or I said race strategy. I meant race survival. It was all about survival in Nurburgring. It's one of the most dangerous tracks in the world in real life, and I just wanted to play it safe. And by doing that, when I had the lead, I was just putting the clutch in and just fuel saving and coasting.
Yes, we did see that when we rode on board with you there for those final 2 laps. I just have to ask, how close was it on fuel? Would you have been able to make it another lap or no?
No, and definitely not another lap after the checkered. It was very, very close. It was 0.1 gallons of fuel.
Oh,
So
wow,
saving
yeah.
paid off.
You can't get much closer than that. So you did just the right amount of fuel saving there. And that had us curious there toward the later part of the race when Christopher Hamilton was just chopping away at the lead. And then we noticed it was actually, he was making up most of his time down that very long straight. And that's when we figured it out. You were fuel saving. Hamilton wasn't. And he ended up having to come down pit road there before the white flag. So you played it right here tonight, saving just enough fuel here, bringing home the race win, and that is what matters here tonight. So, hey, while you're here, any sponsors you need to thank or shout outs you need to give?
Of course, for the awesome broadcast and for the family. Let me hear the family.
All right, you have plenty to celebrate here tonight, taking home another victory here. And we knew you were going to be quick at the road courses. We had our eye on you, and sure enough, you pulled it out here. Another road course victory to your belt. Again, congratulations. And hopefully, we'll be able to talk with you
So
tomorrow night after the GT3 race.
one
How's that
more,
sound?
one more thing. I have my mic muted. Sorry, fellas. One more time. Let me hear it for the family.
I don't
See,
believe, yeah, don't believe the microphone's going to pick them up there. But hey, it's good to have the family there cheering on with you here tonight. That's awesome.
yeah.
And
Oh, yeah. It
again,
didn't.
hope to have another good finish tomorrow night in the GT3 series, and we'll catch up with you again then.
All right. Yep.
All right, that'll do it for our race winner here tonight, Mason Smith. Now we're going to go back out of order here. We'll see if we can get our third place driver here, John Nobinger, up here in the broadcast booth with us. Hey, John, it's Kevin. You got a copy with us? Hey, John, it's Kevin. You got a copy? All right. right, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to speak with John here this evening. It looks like he's having some audio issues as well. So now let's try to get a word with our second place driver here, Chris Hamilton, up in the broadcast booth with us. Hey, Chris, it's Kevin. You got a copy?
Now we're good.
Awesome. Hey, congratulations here on that second place run. I got to say, we were excited there in the latter part of that race as you started to chip away at the lead of Mason Smith there. And then we quickly figured out he was actually in heavy fuel save mode, whereas you weren't there tonight. And it looked like you just didn't have enough fuel to make it all the way to the end, had to come down pit road there toward the end of the race, and that secured the win for Mason Smith. But he told us there it was very close on fuel. He only had 0.1 gallon left when he crossed the line. But hey, just got to ask you here tonight, bringing it home second at a very tough track, one of the most dangerous tracks here. Certainly tough to make it 60 minutes here without a huge mistake. But you mostly, I don't believe we saw a mistake out of you here tonight. So just got to ask, what was your strategy coming into the race here this evening? Was it just try to survive, or were you going to attack every turn like it was the last?
It was definitely survival, and I did have a few spins during that. Mason, I don't know if he put a foot wrong or whatnot, and then he got a lead and was able to go in full fuel saving mode. Honestly, I wasn't really pushing it too hard. I was trying to get my bearings again on the track and just get into a rhythm mostly.
And a rhythm you did get in there. We saw you pulling some impressive times there toward the end of the race. I believe at, yes, you did set the quickest time of the race. You pulled out a 7-minute 51-second there lap time. So congratulations on that.
I think if I didn't have to pit, it probably would have been faster because the pitting lap I did at 7:54.
Oh,
So I was
wow.
definitely gunning for Mason, but he definitely built that lead, and I couldn't do anything with it. No mistakes. That was the biggest thing with this track. No mistakes. You have plenty of opportunities for a mistake, whether it be in the beginning of the course or even the second half of the course. And depending on the catastrophic mistake, you'd either just spin out, keep on going, or your race could be done. So it was just balancing that fine line and finding where this car suits it most.
Absolutely. Well, it was an interesting track car combination. Probably one of the most interesting here we have in the Core Premier Series. So just pulling up the schedule here. Next week we head for a little rallycross action at Phoenix. So how do you feel about that?
Home race. Oh, heck yeah. Racing next week will be a bit of a stretch. I'm going to try to make it happen, but I do enjoy rallycross. That's how I got into here. Rallycross is one of my strongest suits, I think. But I know Nick, Carl, Mason, they're all going to give me a run for my money, and I definitely want to be there next week.
Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations on the strong second place finish here this evening. While you're here, anybody you need to give a shout out to or sponsors you need to thank?
Shout out to Ryan McCauley. He does my paints every week. I love that he does the paints for me. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. All friends and family back home, I know you're watching, and thank you for the broadcast.
Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations on the strong finish here this evening as we head into round 9 next week, Rallycross at Phoenix. Hopefully, we'll be able to talk to you in Victory Lane then.
I'll definitely be gunning for it.
Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations, and we'll catch you later.
All right.
All right, that's going to do it there for our second place driver, Chris Hamilton. Well, let's try to get a word with our third place driver here yet again. We've got John Nobinger up in the booth. Hey, John, you got a copy? And it doesn't look like we're going to get to speak with Nobinger there, unfortunately. Having some audio issues, not able to sort out there on his end. But nonetheless, strong finish from Nobinger there as he brings it home third. And that's going to wrap it up here for round 8 of the Core Premier Series Season 6. As we just completed there on your screen, the Spec Racer Fords at the Nurburgring. Next week, we head to the Rallycross at Phoenix, and then we've got another road course track right after that. We head to Zolder in the Pro Mazdas, and I know Hamilton's going to be excited about that. He had a very strong race at Zolder in the GT3 series, the Core GT3 series that we cover on Monday night. So I know he's going to be excited about that. Little short track racing after that, street stocks, dirt street stocks, actually, a little dirt action at Volusia. And then we go to the normal street stocks there at Barber. So street stocks on road courses, going to be an interesting one. Those cars are very fun to drive on a road course. Then we have some more dirt action there, 410 wing sprints at Knoxville, and then we'll wrap up the regular season there. Gander trucks at Homestead, Miami. And then we'll head into the playoffs. So a very long season here, but one of the great things about the Core Premier Series is it's a different car track combination each week. So it's the best of the best drivers out here. See who is the most adaptable here in all the different disciplines. And so far, it has been a great season. So that's going to do it here for round 8 at the Nurburgring. And we hope to catch you guys tomorrow night here, as we'll be covering the GT3 series at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, so tune in then. But thank you all for tuning in here on Soak Tires Broadcasting, and just a special shout out to all the sponsors that put on the Core Premier Series. We've got Ray's Energy, Wood Nichols Woodworking, Joka Graphics there coming on as sponsors here. And thank you again for tuning in. We hope to catch you again.